YouTube? Morning. How you guys doing today? All right. So I got some things to do. Actually, I'm headed to a pop-up shop my wife is having for her business. So I was going to help her out real quick. It's not too far, so I wanted to get the 500 out today. Man, it sounds beautiful. So yeah. Today I want to talk about something that I noticed about the lower CC class bikes is that the CBR500R is always usually left out. Like, I never hear it in the conversation amongst, you know, MT-03, Yamaha R3, what else? The Kawasaki Ninja. So yeah, I don't hear a lot of people talking about this bike that much when this bike is definitely a top contender, you know? This bike is probably, you know, it can go head to head with a Ninja 400. If you want to say that, you know, like, I'll give it that. Even though it has, what, 71, 72 more CC than it. So, but, you know, the Ninja 400 revs out a lot higher. So does the R3 than this bike. So maybe this bike, I don't know. Maybe because it's not as sporty as the R3 or the Ninja 400. Yeah, I got my hat strapped down to my to one of my camera mounts in the back, so I'm just making sure it's still there. I will say, from riding the VFR to riding this, I am getting used to the weight of the VFR because I'm like, man, this felt a lot lighter. And I feel a lot more wind on this bike than the VFR. So, because the windscreen is a lot bigger and I'm in the bike more than I am on this bike. So that's one of the main differences. But, you know, I'll talk about that later. But as far as just why is it not mentioned all the time, to me it's crazy. Like, I missed the RC 390 and the Super Duke, or the Duke 390. So it just, I never hear this in the conversation. So, you know, why is it so underrated, you know, to me? And it should get its praises. That's why I'm glad I got this bike. Not everybody has it, but a lot of people do. A lot of people do, and a lot of people love it and hold on to it. I'm definitely gonna hold on to this bike for a long time. I don't know, maybe till I have to put another engine in it. I don't know. I just love the body style of it. Love how the fairings look. Love the seating positioning, because like I said, my VFR is definitely more sportier positioning than this bike. For sure, hands down. Like, I'm leaning forward most of the time, but it's not too far forward as like a Super Sport, you know? This is like relaxed, naked position type of riding style to me. So anybody with bad backs and stuff, this bike is perfect. Perfect. Comfortable. My legs are not hunched up. Oh yeah, and this bike is definitely nimbler because of the size difference. But yeah, whew. Bike has plenty of torque, and even with the 39.2 sprocket, which I still have on, still pulls, you know. But like, to me, I would think people would be getting this bike more than the Ninja 400, but you know, the Kawasaki Ninja, and it has its own signature character to it, so I'm assuming that people just will probably gravitate to that more than this bike. And then, you know, people do say that Honda doesn't have that much character, which to me this bike has plenty of character, even without the mods that I did. You know, it's a beautiful looking bike within its own right. But I'm glad a lot of people are getting it. That's for sure. A lot of people are definitely getting it. I got my Ruroc helmet on, so I don't know, I gotta go back and compare to see what, because I know that HJC helmet is kind of, it feels more airtight. I'm definitely getting more air in my Ruroc helmet. So you know, because I always, that helmet matches this bike so perfectly. So that's like, this helmet is for this bike pretty much. That's just what it is. And it's more, my HAC hasn't still broken in, so it's still, all the padding is still fluffed. Padding in here has definitely worn in since I've had it for so long. It'll be a year in November since I had this helmet, and definitely a lot more wind noise than my HJC helmet. So, but yeah, I love this bike, man. I still love this bike. I love how it feels. I wasn't going any place far, so I'm like, I'm definitely gonna ride this. I mean, the brakes, to me, the brakes aren't that bad, you know. Like, my VFR brakes are more, they are dual disc. This only has a single in the front, but you know, people say they're spongy. They're not bad for me. Maybe that's because I'm coming from worse, I mean, you know, Chinese and scooter type of brakes, so I don't know the best brakes that are out there. But if you're like me and you're coming to this bike, I'm pretty sure you don't feel like the brakes are bad, because they're not. Even the back brake, when I'm coming to a red light, I can just hit the back brake and that'll slow me down to the stoplight, you know. So, you know, somebody said they have the, I think the CB500R, and he wants to put Brembo brakes on it because, you know, the Nissan ones are not that great. But you know, in my opinion, they're not that bad. To me, they're not that bad at all. Could they be better? Of course. But if you're coming from something that wasn't as premium as a premium bike, you're not going to notice that. So that's the only downfall I see people say about this bike, is the brakes. Maybe the wind resistant, you know, stock stuff. For me, because I'm like, I know I'm the type of person, if I get something stock, it's going to be changed immediately. So if you're like me, a lot of things that you're not going to like initially, you're going to end up liking because you can just change it, you know. That's just how I see it. So this is how the bike is made. It gets more wind resistance than, like, just look at my VFR videos and look how big that windscreen is compared to this windscreen. Even if you look at my Honda windscreen, you know, it doesn't, there's no way you can get a windscreen that big on this little front, you know. So it is what it's gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna catch this light. Yeah. See? I was in 4th gear too. I didn't downshift. You know? Torque. Still got torque, man. It is a parallel twin. So, just like the Ninja 400 and the Yamaha R3, it's just doesn't rev out as high. And, you know, but it's very sleek bike. That's what I'm talking about. The brakes are okay. They're great. They stop me just fine. So just take note of that. That people who have that opinion probably experience a lot of better brakes, you know. Yeah. And when you put a full exhaust on, oh man, does it sound incredible. I mean, yeah, it doesn't sound like my VFR, which is a V4, but it sounds great to me. Full exhaust. Woo. Shout out to CS Racing for the full exhaust. You know, you can check them out. They got this for your CBR500R. They got a lot of exhausts, even for bigger bikes. So, and what I will say too is, even though they're out of Brazil, shipping was pretty fast. It didn't take long for it. Once they shipped it, they had to make it and stuff like that, which took a couple weeks. But once they shipped it, it came pretty fast. Alright, so I'm coming up on my destination pretty soon. I think I'll bring you guys in there with me just to show you what it looks like. What setup we got going on. Here we are. Looks like there's some people in there. I am done for the day helping my wife out, man. I'm hungry. Haven't ate anything yet. And it's 1:08. And I worked this morning. Went home, checked on my daughter real quick. Came out. Yeah, I have a teenager now, so she's you know, just gotta make sure she's up. And yeah, let's get back on the road. So yeah, guys, I tried to get some footage of in there, but yeah, just helped out. A lot of older folks in there. Not really her crowd, but you know, it's her first pop-up shop since she started, just cause, and you know, why not? And just to get some exposure for her business. So yeah, but anyway, headed back home to get some food. I'm hungry. And yeah, like I was talking about before earlier, is yeah, I definitely think this bike, I guess it's a gift and a curse, that it is a part of the conversation and it isn't, you know, because it is within itself a unique bike, you know, to have. To me, yeah, it's not the most powerful, not the fastest, but it's definitely reliable, fun, good looking, and it's not slow. It's definitely not a slouch. So I just don't open it. I don't open it wide open throttle when I'm on the road, and it's loud. Well, it's loud when you make it loud, that's for sure. Yeah, guys, if you're on the fence about getting a 500 compared to a 400, I feel like if you get a 500, you might keep it a little longer, you know, than to say a 400. But that's just my personal opinion, you know, to each its own. Do what you want to do. I mean, look, I still ended up getting a bigger bike, you know, at the end of the day. But I still love this thing, that's for sure. Yeah, and it has a slipper clutch, which makes it seem like there's really no clutch. Like, this is the lightest clutch I have on any of my bikes. Like, the clutch pull is nothing. Literally is nothing. Look at that, like nothing. It almost feels like there's no tension to the pull, but once you get used to it, you get used to it. And like I said, there's no slouch. It gets up. So yeah, guys, on the way back home, appreciate you guys riding with me. But yeah, like I said, great bike. If you're on the fence about getting it because you think it's not enough power for you, if you're a light guy, I'm 5'10", 170, and this thing goes, you can look at my videos of how fast I've gotten with it. Highest I've gotten is 116. I haven't gotten it over that, and yeah, I don't really need to, you know. But anyway, guys, if you like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that good YouTube stuff. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.